short games, I can, you know, a thing is about 30 minutes and I can put it down. So if I, yeah, World of Warships, if I start a battle, maximum 20 minutes, and then I can do something else if I need to. Farming simulator, I kind of like to do a stream of, you know, consciousness thing. You know, I have a plan, I want to see that plan fulfilled before I go off and do something else. So it's not a game I particularly like to be disturbed in the middle of something. Well, we nearly got this thing cut. As you can see, the grass is already dry, so it's, give it time, it will turn into hay, so we don't want that. I thought 14 was bigger than this, but obviously not. So many weeds. Now they're going to reduce the yield, which potentially could jeopardize the contract. As I've said before, contracts seem to be a sort of, you have to deliver a percentage of the final, you know, the total yield of the field. And that one done. That's easy to do with a harvester, because you just harvest the field until it says, hey, you've got enough, and there's always something left over. But with harvesters, you're not limited to sort of batches of 4,000 litres. Because with bales, you make them, you know, each bale is 4,000 litres. It does mean that if, you know, 90% of the yield of the field is 12.7 bales, you have to deliver 13. And if you don't manage to harvest 13 bales, you've got, you know, 12.95 of a bale done, and there is no more grass to cut. You've just failed the contract because you don't have sufficient to complete it. It also means your bonus is less, because there's always going to be something left over, either in the baler or on the ground, that you just can't do anything with. Let's walk into that, because it's a good plan. Okay. So it's a good bet that since they gave us this tractor is capable of hauling this baler. So we will unwrap it. Maybe. We will lower it. We will turn it on. This vehicle is, yeah. You can run 30 meters behind the Challenger. We'll jump in this and get going. It's one of the reasons why I don't do small fields as contracts, because at that point you're cutting 5-6 bales, and being short by half a bale can be fatal for your contract completion. Now with a bigger field, you're always 90% of what you're cutting, you're always going to make at least one or more full bales over completion. Typically this size of field, I'm probably looking at 2 spare bales at the end of it, but I could get unlucky and only get one. And you end up with 7,000 litres of grass over the contract requirement. Okay, how's the dude doing? Oh, he's up there. That's okay. That's one thing I forgot to consider. Obviously, the follow me tractor is stopping every time a bale is transferred between the baler and bale compartment and the wrapper, and then it stops again to unload the wrapped bale. So it doesn't go very fast. So I can't run around doing wind rowing at 11 miles an hour, because it'll lose the course eventually, and then we have to get out and help it catch up. Still weeds in the field. Now if we do get to the end and it's really close, we could go cut some grass somewhere else on a field that we own. Use the loading wagon to move the grass here, dump it on the ground and have the baler roll it up. So there's still possibilities. Oh, all the bales are rolling down the hill, that's not good. We don't have a baler collection wagon either for round bales. Again, it's not something that I can afford to do on the farm right now, but it is something I could consider later, is to get the Vicon fast baler. Probably have to add the yeah, see, he's already lost the plot. I would also have to, oh, he didn't even get very far. Let's turn that on and get rolling. So what was I saying? Yeah, I may get the Vicon fast baler and a round bale collection wagon and do silage that way eventually. I'll keep the square baler equipment for straw harvest and hay, because we're really set up to use square bales right now. Okay, what am I doing? That should collect now. Okay. But as I said, yeah, we're not a farm that can afford to duplicate all our equipment right now. So we'll stick with what we've got. We'll use the silage bunkers to make silage. Done it again. There's another one. And all this, we started life out on Lawfolds with round balers and wrapping equipment, because that was all that was available. But with all the bales rolling down the hills and what have you, as soon as the corn equipment came out and we got access to square bale wrappers, it was a case of, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we're good. Let's go. Okay, that one's... well... okay, that wasn't exactly what I intended to do. That one shouldn't roll anywhere because it's sideways on the hill. Okay, we have caught up with the main tractor at last. And 4,000 litres, we'll back up a little. Let that transfer and follow the tractor. Okay, I am going to drop cruise control down to about 8 miles an hour. And we will just run this at 8 miles an hour for a bit. And that should reduce the risk of us outrunning the baler. I'm not sure it can entirely eliminate it, but and I think we'll follow the central grass row that was made by the single mower on these rows. Oh, I am not looking forward to having to hunt for bales in the trees. That usually makes for a more complicated stacking of bales. I'll swing round and I'll do alternate rows for now. Hopefully it keeps the rolling bales from being too much of an issue for us. How's it doing? It's just created another bale. Yeah, I did find on Lawfolds, depending on the yield and what have you, I would have to alter the speed at different times of the year. If you got the field fully fertilised, that was one thing. If you couldn't quite get it fully fertilised, you can only get 2 stages, then that's 33% less grass. You can you can run the whole train at sort of 8 miles an hour rather than 6 miles an hour, because the baler's not stopping as frequently. It's stopping as often as it needs to, but the frequency is reduced because it's picking up less grass because you're cutting less grass. Okay, I'll go up here as soon as we pass the baler. I'll jump over to the other side and then we'll finish off that triangle at the bottom once the grass there has been wrapped. Interesting how we have also bales in that field. that's going to complicate things. We had... Our main baler is 16 pickup, and we had 5 bales. So we did about 21, I think, hay bales. So once we've done this, we can make sure we've got everything by doing math. Hopefully 21 is the right count for those hay bales we made. Actually, I'm going to go up this way and come down on that triangle. That should make it easier. To catch it all, since it tapers off to the left and I was approaching from the right. And there we go, and there goes the bale out to the street. I need to stay clear of where that baler's going to follow. So, a little bit left to do here. We are missing a couple of bits, but I'm not sure that is going to be too soon. We can check. We'll check that when we're done with all the rowing and baling. Obviously, I'll be dropping the windmills off. And picking up the other things, the mowers to take back to our yard. But if we're really close to finishing off a bale, then it would behoove our profits to collect every little bit of grass that's on this field just to complete it. I'm also, when I'm transitioning across the field, I'm trying to windrow bits that were missed. 8 miles an hour is probably a little bit too fast. But there's not enough field for it to become an issue. There we go. Stop that there. Turn off the windmill. Raise it. Fold, and we'll wait for the baler to catch up with us and see how it's doing. Yeah. Okay, that's a full bale. Frankly, I don't think it's worth collecting the dregs. So I'm going to run this equipment over to the other side. We might lose the bale tractor. Okay, what do I need to do? Drop. that up. Jump out and run over here really quick. Quick. Jump. And stop following. Yes. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. So that's all the bales rolled. Yes, that was the other thing that happened in the last 2 weeks is I went to see a specialist who changed a load of my meds, and one of my meds makes me more thirsty with obvious side effects. So I need to drink more water all the time, and I need to take more frequent breaks. So that will be a thing going forwards. I think we can use that. Yeah. Actually, I may stick with the Challenger on this. We'll drop off the mowers and go get the bale trailer. Rather than switch to the Fendt. Not that the Fendt's a bad tractor, just since we have this one out and running. Just easier to do this one. Okay, we are connected to the back one. Drop that off. And drop off the front mower too. So yeah, now that the bales are all wrapped, there is no chance of them turning into hay. Ah, just get off. Okay. Great demand at the sawmill. That must be wood chips. I do not have wood chipping equipment, and I don't have any trees I particularly want to chip at this moment. It might be good to look at the price though, just because. £90 per 1,000 litres. Yeah, really not worth it. I believe Dagwin has altered the base game pricing for wood chips, so he always gets inflated prices. Okay, load up the trailer, select the livestock part, and there we go. I think since they're round bales, I'm going to put the creels on anyway. That'll make stacking easier. That's the creels. Oh. And I should be able to get them loaded or attached. So just attach those front and back. There we go. And we take this all back to the field. I really like this trailer. Very, very versatile. We've also got the logging things that go on the side, which is pretty much the first thing we used it for. And animal transport, obviously, because it's cheaper to move your own animals. Wrong tractor, let's walk over manually. There we go. I'm going to have to put the variable weight back on the back again. So yeah, the bale trailer that I'm using is featured on Ollie's Farm, who is a live YouTube streamer in the UK. Norfolk, Suffolk area. I'm not entirely sure which of the two counties he's in. He has cows, he has sheep. They feed on the fens. Norfolk, obviously, Norfolk fens. And he does sugar beet farming and carrots, I think. He outsources carrots. So effectively he's leasing his fields out to people who have the equipment and don't have the land to harvest main crops. And the other thing he did was barley, although the barley has not turned out well this year for him. But love the trailer. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, that's a handy trailer to have. And then I thought, no, this is the one that Ollie has. And it turns out it is the one that Ollie has, and he had a hand in making this mod. Not mod making, but providing all the measurements and everything. Oh, don't roll off. Don't do that. Really don't do that. So he provided all the measurements to the mod maker so he could produce a good enough replica of the real life equipment. Okay, so